So we're here today with Lori Hicks and her husband David and her son Jesse. And Lori took our certification in infant massage and early bonding course. And Lori, I just was going to ask you why you were interested in taking that course.
I hadn't heard about it at first. And then with Jesse, he was born premature. And in the hospital, he was in the NICU for 10 days. I was in the hospital for 8 days with the preeclampsia. And I just had a really hard time bonding with him in the hospital, I felt. I felt that I didn't get to see him a whole lot or hold him a whole lot. And so when I left the hospital, I felt that I had a really hard time wanting to hold him and be with him, and how do I hold him and touch him, and I just really struggled with that when I brought him home. And so I had found a class that said, hey, try some infant massage, and I thought, well, I'll just try it, maybe it'll help. And I took one class that just kind of went over some basic strokes, and I started using it at home with him, and it made a world of difference in how I was able to start bonding with him and connect and feel close. So that's initially how I started learning infant massage.
And saw the need to help other families in the same situation, that it helped you so much.
Yeah, it did, and I'm so excited to be able to be certified and to do it now, and I really feel like that's what I want to do, and be able to help other families who may have had the same experience, and using massage to help them bond with their babies.
So what was your experience like in the hospital? How did you end up, you had a C-section?
I did. He was at 34 weeks.
Yeah.
34 weeks. I basically went in for my checkup, and they said you need a C-section in 2 hours. So
oh my
I went to
gosh.
the hospital by myself. Dave met me a little bit later.
And a flashlight there.
Had a C-section. I saw him for what felt like seconds right after the C-section, and then he was off. He was gone, and I don't know, I almost think you saw him next. I don't think I saw him what felt like the next day or the day after. And when I did see him, I don't remember being allowed to hold him. I almost felt like I shouldn't. And that I couldn't hold him. Being on magnesium, there was a day, I remember I was only allowed 10 minutes. It was, you can go down and see him, but we're going to time it, you have 10 minutes, and then you have to come back. And so I think you did a lot of the feeding, and you can tell your side, but for me it was really difficult. I felt, I didn't feel supported, I didn't feel like I should be holding him or was allowed to hold him.
And the nurses weren't showing you how, or were they?
I didn't feel that at all. I felt if I did hold him, it was, okay, well, you can't hold him any longer, it's too stimulating. I really didn't have a great experience, for how I felt my experience was with him.
So probably the nurses in the NICU, would they benefit from taking the class that you took to get certified in the infant massage and early bonding to help relate with the parents? And
absolutely, especially with, for me, who it was a difficult pregnancy and a difficult birth, and I didn't know what to expect, and even just looking at him with all the wires and all the tubes, and being able to find a way to still touch him and feel good about it and know that it's okay, would have been really, really good for me. So I think that if the nurses could learn massage and be able to help parents feel comfortable and know the benefits of it, and if it's okay to touch him and hold him, and why you should, I think would be great.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
How was your take on that, David? When
it was a rough situation, and I definitely see difficulties where Lori coming in, not really being able to hold him and so forth. Even myself, knowing how can I hold him, what can I do, without a doubt. And I remember when Lori took this course and learned so much, coming back, the instant changes in how she was working with Jesse, how she was holding Jesse, and even myself, because she was showing me some of these techniques, and I mean now you can see the bond that's there.
Absolutely.
It's a incredible change. And I remember some of our close friends that lived down the street, Mike and Reese, that Lori was showing Reese some of these techniques, and it was just, it was interesting to see that change in Jessie, and then see the change that they had in their kids when she was.
Right, so not only in Jesse's growth and development, but helping your bonding and attachment with him for
Right.
your mental health, it
Yes.
helped.
Absolutely.
And I think that is 100% what brought me out of postpartum depression.
Yeah,
I really, truly believe it.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully, we can get some more people to learn this as well.
Yes.
Thanks so
absolutely.
much. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.